Hello, what's up and what's happening? Welcome back to the Minnesota Vikings Rebuild. We're going to be simulating everything except for the postseason games. I will be taking control of the team and trying to win in the postseason. That's what we're going to do here on this here channel from here on out for at least the foreseeable future. You know, sometimes we got to change things up from time to time, but we have a rookie quarterback. Let's recap just a little bit. Season 1, Tarvaris Jackson. This was the year that Brett Favre joined the Minnesota Vikings for the first time when this game came out, obviously. However, we decided no Brett Favre. We're going to roll with Tarvaris Jackson. He helped us win a division as we beat down the Raiders 59-10. Ouch, right? We won a division. Last year, we drafted a quarterback, a pretty good quarterback in the 4th round, but he turned out to be not as good as we needed him to be. So this year's draft, we went back in the draft, got a quarterback in the 2nd round, and he's turned out to be a stud as we go 10-6. That's 2nd best in the NFC North and the 5th best in the whole NFC. AFC playoff standings: Titans, Steelers, Chargers, Patriots, Broncos, and Colts are going to the postseason. The Ravens at 11-5 just missed out. Big Ben is your MVP, about to say offensive player of the year, but no, that goes to Adrian Peterson, who's hurt. But look at these numbers. He had 371 carries, just under 2,000 yards, 21 touchdowns, averaging 5.2 yards per carry and 120 plus per contest. Lamar Willie is your defensive player of the year. Kevin Columbus is your offensive rookie of the year. The man had himself a season. Quarterback rating of 84.1, 21 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, 3,199 yards passing, completing 55% of his passes. Got sacked 86 times. We're going to have to shore that up. Alonzo Darby, he is your defensive rookie of the year. Big Ben, your best quarterback. Adrian Peterson, your best running back. Randy Moss, the big boss, the best receiver in the league. Then you got Rules as your offensive lineman of the year. Jared Allen, give the D-line some love. He is your defensive lineman of the year. Willie is your linebacker of the year. Bob Sanders is your DB of the year. And then Baronis is your kicker of the year. Coach goes to Jeff Fisher of those Chicago Bears. I believe he played for the Bears way back in the day. So we are on the road for Wild Card Weekend. Can we get the upset versus Eli Manning and those New York Football Giants? 23,000 yards passing for Eli for his career. For the season, no, that'll be a record. So no Adrian Peterson, going to be Singletary at running back as we find Vernon Davis. Remember, we traded Pat Williams to the Niners. We got a 1st-round pick in Vernon Davis, and I think that's worked out so far. Berrien can't hang on to that pass, and we basically go 3 and out. Eli, I believe in you, Eli. Jacobs makes the catch right there, and that's going to result in a 1st down. Now it's 3rd down and 5 from the 48-yard line. We get some pressure, but Jacobs gets the ball in his hands. Beautiful pass by Manning. He was under duress, but still puts an accurate pass on Jacobs, and there goes Nix. And he gets brought down by Johnson, and that saves a touchdown. Berrien is out there. Our roster is all convoluted. We were trying too many different things, and now we don't have enough corners. We also don't have enough cap. Like, our cap situation is horrible, so we have receivers playing defensive back, and it's just bad. Harvin, he's loose. Percy Harvin going to take this one up to the 36-yard line. 3rd down and 8. Columbus under pressure, and Columbus going down. Sacked on the play, and we give the ball back to the G-men with 3:55 to go here in the 2nd quarter. That pass caught by Smith, and that's going to be a 1st down. 2 catches for 29 yards. Now Manning surveys the field. Manning with all day in the pocket. Nearly throw a pick, but me and Green White couldn't get the Yahoo. They throw it underneath to Boss. And Boss gets brought down shy of the 1st down markers. They got to set up for a field goal. Kickers up, and the kick would be good. 10-0 New York on top. Percy Harvin, 3 yards deep in his own end zone, decides to take it out to the 10, to the 15. Got a couple of good blocks. And if we slow down just a little bit, we might have got one more block and would have took that thing to the crib. Now we have a wide open Singletary, and we overthrow him. Columbus, I mean, he is still just a rookie. But my goodness gracious, the man was wide open. Nix, he gets away. He's down the sideline. Nix going to take that one to the crib, and the route is on. 17-0. Manning hands this one up to Jacobs to start the 3rd, and he's going to pick up a 1st down. Move those chains. 2nd down and 8. Quick pass caught by Nix. Percy Harvin ain't no corner, and he gets beat, and he's going to take it to the crib. Knicks another touchdown, and he is absolutely killing us, to say the least. Screen pass, Singletary, 40, Singletary to the 45, and that's our best pass play of the contest. 4 receptions for 32 yards for Singletary. Throwing it underneath to Johnson. And Brian Johnson, he's going to pick up a gain of 7. That's going to give us a first down. 3rd down and 12. Quick pass to Percy Harvin. Harvin's first catch goes for a gain of 9. Let's try to get him more involved. Let's do it right here on 4th and 2. Going to lead the offense out because we're down by 24. We find Harvin again. We couldn't give him the ball during the Sims. So I figured let me take over, see what can happen. That pass caught by McKenna. And with all that speed, Shag McKenna's in the end zone, and we're going to go for 2 because if we get it, we can score 2 more touchdowns, 2 more 2-point conversions. We can tie it up, but we don't get it. So 24-6 is the score, 5:14 to go here in the 4th, and Boss is open, and Boss makes the catch. Inside the 10, he rumbles and forced out of bounds at the 7. Toss play to Jacobs, gets met by Henderson. He was stepping like sweetness, looking like Walter Payton from back in the day. And they're going to give him the touchdown, and now it is 31-6. The G-men look like they're prime and ready for a Super Bowl one. Kiwanuka with the pick, and that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. So we lose in the wild card round. So do the Colts. So do the Broncos and the Skins. So the Falcons, Patriots, Chargers, and Giants are moving on. The Patriots beat the Titans. The Falcons over the Bears. The Chargers over the Steelers and the Cardinals. They would beat those G-men. So the Patriots, they would beat the Chargers. And the Falcons over the Cardinals in the Battle of the Birds. So in the Super Bowl, or in the Pro Bowl, you saw who won. But in the Super Bowl, it will be the Patriots over the Falcons, 27-10. Don't worry, the Falcons, they won the Super Bowl. I believe year 1. They won that thing. Maybe year 2. I do not know. We need a new defensive coordinator. So Leslie Frazier, he's like, nah. And I would throw more money at Leslie Frazier. But in this game, soon as they reject you, it's like they signed already. And it's just not going to happen. No matter what you do, you're just not going to be able to sign them. So offensive coordinator, Kyle Shanahan, he has no player abilities. But hey, it's okay. A young Kyle Shanahan, come on down. DeHaven, special teams coach. He can help with our kicking situation, but he's already signed with somebody, so that's not going to happen. So now let's look at defensive coordinator. Mel Tucker, what about you? Can you come on down and be? Yes, he can. So Crosby, why don't you come be our special teams coach? And no, he doesn't want to do that either. So Stan Kahn, he is going to come down and be the Minnesota Vikings special teams coordinator. We have some big names retiring like Rondé Barber. Kurt Warner, he's calling it a career. Bertram Berry, he's done as well. Vrabel, calling it a career. Ellis, he's done. Taylor, he's done. Runyon, he's going to call it a career. Pat Williams, see, we made the right move. He only had 1 year left in the tank. He gave it to the Niners, and the Niners gave us a first-round pick and Vernon Davis. I think we won that trade. I mean, I don't like to toot my own horn, but I think that trade, we won. Little, he's done. Ray Lewis, he's done after 16 glorious seasons. Fletcher, James, Townsend, all going to retire. Collins, quarterback, Kerry Collins, he is done as well. So now we got to try to sign these guys. And again, our cap situation is not good. Right now, if we offer Adrian Peterson this contract, we have $18 million left. So that's not that bad. But he wants big money, huge money. And I'm not saying that he's not worth it. I'm just saying I don't know if we can afford it. Like, we're talking about 7 years, $72, $73, $74 million for a run. He's like, show me the money, Jerry Maguire. I'm like, I ain't got no money. So I'm a franchise tag him, and that might not be the look. Because now he's going to make 13 this season, and that takes our salary cap down to 10. So Singletary, 87 overall, he might be an option. Johnson, got to bring him back. He has a potential, and he's 85 overall. So that means that he is an absolute stud. We have a lot of guys we got to sign. So I'm like, Adrian, I don't want to do it, but we ain't got no cap. We got to put together the Minnesota Vikings. We can't just put together your bank account. So Chris Johnson, how about we just do a straight-up trade? Adrian Peterson, and they're like, nah, that's not going to happen. So Derek Ward of the Bucks. He used to be part of, Thunder and, Earth, Wind, and Fire with the Giants. So we're going to take him in their first overall pick. And they accept the trade. So Adrian Peterson, as much as it pains me, you are now a Buccaneer. And we are going to have Ward, and we're going to have the #1 pick in the draft. We're going to sign Asher Allen. Why don't you come on down? Johnson, why don't you stay as a Minnesota Viking as well? Singletary, if we make this deal, we're only going to have $6.4 million left, and we got to have a draft. McKenna, the same thing with you. Like, I love my running backs. I really, really do, but we're going to go into the offseason without a single running back on the roster. That's right. These guys are going to hit free agency just because our cap situation is not very good. I got to look over the roster, the financials, and figure things out. Here go your top free agents out there, and Singletary is like tied for third at 87 overall. So we can draft well, but we're like the Oakland A's. We just can't afford to keep y'all. All right, we just can't do it. So Derek Ward, he's our running back. I don't know how long that's gonna last. He's 30 years of age. You know what I'm saying? And then we have like you're just bad. 46 overall, potential is an F. You're just bad. So bring in Big Brian Spitz. Come on, Brian. 1 year out of USC, so he's going into his second year. I mean, his third year, I should say. But we ain't got no money to sign him. So we're going to trade Berrien for a pick, and that's going to loosen up some cap space, and he still don't want a deal. And I'm like, I'm throwing good money at you. You're a center, and you're like, you probably were like, a late round pick because now you're out here as a young guy, only been in the league like 1 or 2 years, 4 years, $24 million. He's like, no, I'm not taking that deal. So Collie, he was the only guy that we did not sign that actually gave us an actual chance to sign him. McKenna. We bring him back. Nelson, come on down. And Michael, come on down to be Vikings. So we have a lot of holes to fill moving forward. And this is why we love doing these rebuilds, to see how things work out. So here goes our roster before the draft. Harvin, Nelson, got the Johnson bros. We got Vernon Davis and McMichael, two pretty good solid tight ends. McKenna, Hutchinson still doing their thing, but McKenna's starting to regress. Center, we obviously have to address there. Burke, who we drafted, he looks to be a stud. And then Loholt at 82 overall in his last year of his contract. Edwards in the last year of his contract. D-line still looking spiffy. Orion Williams, who we drafted, he's good. Pleasant was actually selected before him, and he's been on the bench for the most part. Mike Peterson, we still have him. Henderson, 85 overall. Greenway at 90 overall. Then Watson, who we drafted, 88 overall. Williams is still a solid safety at 74, but I would like to upgrade his spot. So now it's time for the draft. And we have the #1 pick in the draft. And it's coming down to running backs. I'm like, I really don't want to take a running back first overall. Not because I have devalued them, but it's like I think we could find value at that position later on. But there's really no person of a need that's projected to go in the first round. I'm looking at centers, and some of these guys look very, very interesting, intriguing, but I think I can get them later on. There's no free safety out there that's worth a first round pick in this draft. Not saying that there's no value in the drafting a free safety, but maybe not this high. So it's going to come down to Treat and Harris. So with my first overall pick, I'm like, hey, before I make a selection, Cleveland, give me Alex Mack in your second round pick. That's #2 in the draft, and let's make a deal. They're like, no bueno, no deal. I want to look at the rest of the running back room out there, and there's some guys with some speed, and then you got some guys that can't find a hole, like Trent Richardson. My goodness, have you seen tape on him trying to find a lane? Lane is wide open to the left. He runs it right in the back of a right guard. It's like, what are you doing, Trent? Anyways, we will go with Harris and then Ash with our second first-round pick. And then Kenny Phillips. We're going to trade our third first-round pick, our natural first-round pick number 21, to Kenny Phillips to be our new free safety. So I hope that all this works out. Now it's time for the centers. There's two that got my attention. Sandberg and Peoples. These two look very, very good. The rest of the room looks solid too. You could find a decent center, probably a starting caliber center here in the late second rounds. But we're going to go with the guard and hope that those two centers are there later on, and they are. So Sandberg, come on down. Third round pick number 21. We're going to go with Tywan James, middle linebacker. And then in the fourth round, come back and get Peoples. And the center room could be very, very good. We got two rookies. Hopefully they can both blossom into who we think they can be. So Harris, 82 overall, and he's better than Treat. Rainy Treat from Michigan State is just 77 overall, while Harris is 82 overall. So I think we made the right decision there. You never know with the draft, but that pick I think was a good one in our favor. So Harvin Nelson Ash just see potential, so most likely he's going to play out his rookie contract with us. But that will be that after that. He will probably not get a new deal. It has to be A or B potential for us to bring you in to be a starter, to be like the future, and there you have it. Peoples, 82 overall. He was a fourth, fifth round projection. He's just as good as the number one player taking the draft in Harris. So yeah, Sandberg at 55 overall, D potential. You might not make it out of training camp. I'm gonna just be honest with you. Right guard situation, Burke is solid. Then of course we drafted his backup, then Henderson and Tywan James, 73 overall. That's a good pick because it was a mid-round draft pick for him. Studevant, 39 overall with an F. Yeah, he's just going to get cut right now. We're going to go back to our center room and be like, hey, I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time. It might cost me a little bit of money, but hey, at the end of the day, we're going to let you guys go because I really don't see a future for you here with the Minnesota Vikings. So we're going to end up releasing these two centers. But Peoples, he looks very, very good at center. 82 overall. We have found some diamonds in the rough. I even thought King was still a pretty good draft pick. We probably could win some games with him, but he just wasn't the right quarterback for us. Going to end up releasing Brian Johnson. This will make some cap room. Derek Ward, going to release him to make some cap room as well. And because we traded from him, we do not have to pay a signing bonus. So, yeah, that's good. So, McKenna in the preseason, 200 yards rushing, but Harris averaging 8 yards per carry and 2 touchdowns. Absolutely filthy preseason for him. Nelson, he led the team with 19 receptions. Johnson had 19 receptions as well. 317, so a good preseason for him. Peoples, 3 pancakes. Hutchinson with 2 pancakes. So it's a pretty good preseason altogether. I believe we went 2-2 this preseason, or maybe 1-3. 1-3. We went 1-3 this preseason. But hey, it's preseason. Just want to see these guys perform pretty well, and that's exactly what they did for us. Williams is like, hey, are you sure you want to replace me with Phillips? Are you sure? I still got the most picks in the preseason. Gonna bring in Donnie Jones, who had a regular season injury, and that right there is going to be the season. 8-8, we miss out on the wild card, and that kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie, that kind of sucks. Adrian Peterson, 291 carries for 1878 and 17 touchdowns, averaging 117 yards per contest, but the Bucks did not make it to the playoffs. Our first draft in this franchise, they had the number 1 pick, and their quarterback is actually pretty good, the guy that they drafted, but again, it's still going to take some time for them to turn it around. Harris out of Notre Dame, 776 carries. See, like, this is when the coaching philosophy matters because I messed with that, and McKenna got a significant amount of carries as well, but we might want to stick with Harris moving forward. Harvin, he is who we thought he was. 1,200 yards receiving, led the team. I believe led the team in receiving touchdowns as well. Greenway, 80 tackles, had 7 TFLs. That led the team. Sacks, Allen with 18. Williams with 11.5. Edwards with 10.5. Picks, Marshall had 4. Johnson with 2. Williams with 2. Got some playing time. Phillips with just 1. Turner is your MVP and your offensive player of the year. Rookie of the year goes to Wright. And then you got the offensive rookie of the year goes to Willie. He is a quarterback out of Oklahoma State. So that is a good look there for him. Quarterback of the year is Peyton Manning. Turner, running back, obviously. Reggie Wayne, receiver. Snee, O-line. Peppers, D-line. Wright, he is a middle linebacker. He was defensive player of the year, not rookie defense, but defensive player of the year. And then Phil Dawson is a kicker of the year. Did you see Leonard? Leonard getting some love for DB of the year. The Steelers and the Falcons. I believe this was the first year's Super Bowl matchup, and the Falcons ended up losing it this time. They won it the first time, got Tony Gonzalez a ring before he retired. Peterson, he's up out of here. And Pearson, who he signed before the regular season, he's up out of here. Again, that was just a roster move. We had to get somebody in that spot. So Buckhalter done. Lewis done. Green at center done. Rogers Cromartie, 5 years after a fractured vertebrae. So he retires due to injury. Ouch. Ferguson, Spikes, Curtis, all going to retire. Holt, he's done. He's going to be remembered as a Ram, not a Jaguar. I'm just going to say that. Jensen, he's going to retire. Price, he's going to be done. Sellers, fullback done. Ferrier, middle linebacker done. Ward, he's done. A lot of great Steelers are calling it a career. Now it's time to sign these guys. We have a lot more money in the salary cap, or in cap room, I should say. So we're going to bring back Hutchinson, going to bring back Burke, keep our O-line together. Kenny Phillips, he was on a one-year trial run, and I liked what he gave us, so he will be back as well. Marshall, Lodeholt, and Edwards, they just want too much money. And we have the money, but I think they just want too much for where they are at in their career. Witten is the top free agent at 97 overall. Garrard, center, 92 overall. Then Marshall, again, 83 overall, top cornerback out there. Lodeholt, top right tackle out there, excuse me. But yeah, I'm just like, for the money that Sean want is, because again, we have cap room now, but again, one of these years we're going to have to pay our quarterback. Percy Harvin is going to need a new deal. Like, we're going to have to spend money at some point. I just don't think the value was there with those three guys. Hopefully I'm not wrong, because we have hit in the draft as Marshall stays in the division to play for the Bears. Lodeholt going to go up to Buffalo. They also get the other right tackle. And I'm like, and I know that these are older Madden, so I was like, I'm not going to nitpick an old game. But sometimes that happens where they need a player and they get two of them at the same position, paying top dollar for both of them. Is like, okay, hopefully it works out. Edwards, he's still out there, so maybe we bring him back after he saw that, hey, maybe free agency really wasn't for me and I should stick with Minnesota. So yeah, so we're going to have to figure some things out. Hopefully I'm not too confident in my drafting ability, because we had some decent drafts, as Pat White is now a Titan. Russell gets another contract with the Raiders, and Bolger's a Niner. Make me want to throw up. So Tywan Williams, he looks to be a solid right tackle. He projected going to 5th and 6th round. And again, I don't want to feel too confident in my drafting ability, but I'm like, we've hit on some late round picks, so maybe we can do that again this time around. So first round pick, I think it might be a receiver. We've taken a bunch of receivers in this franchise already in this rebuild, and I'm not loving it, but he seems like the best guy, and it's a team need, so to speak, because Nelson, he's not the Jordan Nelson that we actually know, so we will bring in the Bobe is coming to town, all right? So hopefully these guys can turn out, going to take a quarterback in round number 3. Round number 4, I'm like, let's get him now. Let's bring in Tyron. I do not want to lose out on Tywan Williams, so we're going to bring him in. Leslie Johnson, linebacker, going to bring him in. Big Mark Watsmonski. I hope I said it right. I probably down. Probably was close, though. I probably was close. Give me a pound. I was probably close there. So he's going to be our new center, backup center for the most part. So Columbus, he looks good. McKenna and Harris, they're still in the low 80s. I want them to get closer to the mid-80s, but hey, is what it is right now. Harvin, 91 overall. Again, Nelson, 78. If we can find a receiver that can get to that 80 range, I think, yes, I think that Devontae DeBobe can do that. I hope that he can. McKenna's starting to regress at 87 overall. Hutchinson's at 95 overall. People's 88 overall now, so that's a good look. And then again, like, I mean, a 5th round pick, I believe, and Big Mark is coming in at 74 overall. I'm liking it. Burke, he looks good at 87 overall. Right tackle, we're going to have to find somebody. Because I think the guys that we have are not going to be the answer. Tywan Williams, again, on paper, he looked to be that guy, but he's just 64 overall, and I want to protect our quarterback because injuries are on in this. Injuries are on, and we got to protect our quarterback. Owens, left end, you're not the answer there. We're going to go with Xavier Griggs. We got in the 2nd round out of Alabama. He's 70 overall, a little bit lower than the overall that I was hoping for, but he does have 73 overall speed and 92 overall strength, so he could be a good run stopper at that defensive end stop. And then obviously got the Williams bros, 97 overall, 91 overall, respectfully. And then Hickson, left outside linebacker. He looks pretty good. We drafted Sims. He looks okay, just 63 overall, but does have 85 overall speed. Hickson has 86 overall speed. Johnson, the slowest, at 72 overall speed. Middle linebacker, Henderson and James. And James can run just a little bit better. 76 overall speed for him. Henderson starting to regress. Last year was 85 overall. Now he's down to 79 overall. So we're going to have to make a decision about that. And we kind of just did. Tywan James is our starting inside linebacker. Then we got Griffin and Watson as our top corners. Then we got Phillips. And then we got Johnson as our safeties. But we will bring in Frank Omawale. I believe that's how you pronounce it. It's not Omiyale. It's Omawale, I'm going to say. We're also going to bring in Charles Woodson, Jermaine Phillips, who I always mistake for Kenny Phillips. Not the same person. I'm not even sure they're related. They kind of look alike. But one's from Georgia, one's from Miami. One was a linebacker turned safety, now back to linebacker in Jermaine. We're going to bring in Jonathan Joseph because Charles Woodson's not the fastest guy anymore, so I just want to make sure we have some balance out there. And then Cardinal Williams, a.k.a. Cadillac, we're going to bring him in to be our third running back. And we need a strong safety. We got Charles Woodson on the roster, and he's one of the greatest DBs. If you just count DBs, nickel, outside corner, safety, I mean, is there a better guy than him when you combine all three? I'm not saying he's the greatest safety. I'm not saying he's the greatest nickel. I'm not saying that he's the greatest, corner. I'm just saying, though, just football player in the secondary, I don't think there's one better. Had 4 interceptions in the preseason. That does nothing for us in the regular season as we miss out on the postseason for back-to-back years. So we're going to have to figure something out. Harris did get over that 1,000-yard mark. We focused on giving him the ball solely. McKenna just 90 carries, but averaged 5.9 per carry. Percy Harvin got over the 1,000-yard mark again with 6 touchdowns. DeBoe, 7 touchdowns, averaging 12.2 yards per reception, had 59 receptions, for 700-plus yards. McKenna, he finishes the year injured. That's not good. People's 8 pancakes, but gave up 12 sacks. Greenway, 99 tackles, 8 tackles for loss to lead the team. Jared Allen, 21 sacks, but Griggs, 4.5. Edwards probably would have gave us more there, but we're hoping that Griggs can develop into who we think he can be. Watson with 3 picks, Woodson with 3 picks, Phillips with 3 picks, and then Johnson, of course, on top with 5 of those things. And Williams also had another pick in his backup role. So not the best season, one of our worst seasons so far, but hey, it's okay. 7-9. Hopefully we can turn around very, very soon. Defensive player is Kruger. Like, the Ravens just produced defensive players of the year. You're talking about Suggs, Kruger, Ed Reed, and Ray Lewis. Like, my goodness gracious. That's a lot. And we're talking about, like, in a 20-year span. Really shorter if you really count when this game came out. Like, my goodness gracious. Walter Jones, he is your offensive lineman of the year. Safety or DB of the year goes to Troy Polamalu. Bueller, kicker of the year. And then Coach N.E. is your coach of the year. But not good enough to beat the Falcons. The Falcons get their second Super Bowl. I want to say it's their second of the franchise of the rebuild. 39-25 as they beat those Patriots. Roddy White, he is your Super Bowl MVP with 3 touchdown receptions. We have cleaned house. Kurt Warner is going to be our new head coach. That's right, Kurt Warner. Bevel, he is going to be our new offensive coordinator. Defensive coordinator, Mel Tucker, why don't you come on back? Like, don't leave us. I know it was just a 2-year deal 2 years ago. Why don't you come on back? Come on back. We need you. And then Dave, he's going to be our special teams coach, and then we just need trainers. So we are going to be missing that. Charles Woodson, he retires. Jones retires. So, yeah, we kind of expected that. These guys are in the twilight of their careers at like 36, 37 years of age. Burris, he's going to retire. Graham is going to retire. Dante Culpepper, LaDainian Tomlinson, all calling a career. Vinatieri, Adams, Nenny, Nesbitt, Thomas, Williams, oh my. Klein Saucer retires as a Jet, long-time Minnesota Viking. Adelius Thomas retires as a Patriot. McAllister, he retires as a Raven. He was a free agent when this rebuild started. He re-signed with the Ravens, and then of course won a Super Bowl with them. So Williams, he wants big money, and I'm gonna give him big money. Kevin Williams wants big money. I'm gonna keep my D tackle room intact, no matter how much it costs me, and we did get the deal done, and we still have a bunch of money left. Percy Harvin, gonna re-sign him. Watson needs a new deal. See, like, this is why I couldn't just throw money at Edwards and Low Hope, because I knew that this free agency was gonna be crazy. McKenna, he needs a new deal. Columbus, he's up for a new deal. I would love to keep his money low, but he's looking for big money. 6 years, $83 million with a $24 million signing bonus. Big Frank, he's going to need a new deal as well. He was on a 1-year deal. Come on down, get your money. And then look at Torrin Hill. Second-year guy to San Jose State has a potential 73 overall. He is our new backup second string quarterback. Justin Tuck, I would love to have him on the opposite side of Jared Allen. He's looking at Denver, and no matter how much money I threw at him, he was looking at Denver. Same with Maben. He's looking at the Cowboys. No matter how much money I gave them better contracts. They were like, nope, we're going to Denver and Dallas respectfully, and that's exactly what happened. TJ Hushmanzada is a Saint, so is Donald Brown. Wilson, he's going to go to the Falcons. Chris Cooley is now a Panther. Darius Hayward-Bay is now a Chicago Bear. Clay Matthews, I believe he's the third Matthews in that clan to play for the Falcons, including his father. Lightly is now an Arizona Cardinal. I want that old thing back, Adrian, but no, the Bucks were like, no, get that deal about my face. So yeah, they're going to keep Adrian Peterson. We draft a left tackle because who knows how long McKenna's going to hold up. He was injured last season. So we're just kind of filling in some spots that need depth instead of looking for guys that are going to come in and be plug and play guys right off of the bat, right off of the draft. But I do like our draft. It was decent. Nothing really crazy, but our roster looks pretty darn good. Again, Hill will be our backup quarterback. Harris starting running back. Then you got McKenna and Jennings, at 71 overall. Fullback is still Watson, who's now 82 overall. There goes the Bob, the Bobby, the BB, the Bob is now 84 overall. That's a good look there. Percy Harvin, number 1 receiver at 91 overall. The Bob at number 2 receiver at 84 overall. That's a good look. That's what I want our receiving room to look like. And then our centers are looking good, man. Centers are looking good. So, yeah, we don't hit on every draft. Who does? You know what I'm saying? Like, who hits on every draft? There are some GMs, like in Philadelphia, they're pretty good. But even they don't hit on every single draft. So, yes, maybe keeping Edwards would have been a better decision. Hindsight is always 20/20, but again, I just felt like we probably could upgrade that spot, and Griggs is now 75 overall. Edwards was, I believe, 83 overall when he left. But when he did a lot of his when he did a lot of his damage in his heyday, he was like 79 overall. Sims is 69 overall, so we might need to upgrade left outside linebacker to have a chance to make it back to the postseason. Tywan James, 84 overall. Henderson continues to regress, but we're going to keep him because I think he's a solid backup at 34 years of age. Greenway in his prime, 31 years of age, 92 overall. Outside backer, Watson, 88. Griffin, 84. Allen, 82. And then we got to figure out some stuff at corner. Hicks, just 44. That ain't going to work. That is not going to work. If you're in your 60s, I can mess with you. Low 70s, obviously. But if you're below 60, it's kind of hard to justify giving you playing time. I'm just being real. Phillips, 88 overall. Bloom, it's going to be his backup moving forward. Williams is starting to regress. Going to bring in D'Angelo Hall for some veteran leadership. Going to bring in Nichols because he's a better athlete, and we want to have a well-rounded secondary, and that well-rounded secondary helped us get back to the postseason. Playoffs! Yeah, baby. We talking about playoffs. That's your AFC playoff picture. In the NFC, you got the Falcons, Giants, Seattle Seahawks, Philadelphia Eagles, New Orleans Saints, and the Minnesota Vikings. We won our division at 9-7. Hill got a little bit of playing time, but it was Columbus with 3,592 yards passing, 31 touchdowns, 16 interceptions behind the quarterback whisperer, Kurt Warner, who is now our head coach. Harvin, 71 receptions, 956. The Bo had more, 965. Both had 8 touchdowns. Receiving core looking awesome. Jordy Nelson, he's on the mend. Hopefully he can come back if you have a decent playoff run. Burke, 14 pancakes. Greenway, 105 tackles. Tywan James, 100 tackles. Tywan James, 6 TFLs to lead the team. Sacks, Allen. Gribbs got up to 8. Williams contributed with 7. I'm not mad at that. Greenway with 3.5, and then Orion Williams with 3 solid sacks as well. Greenway with 3 interceptions. Griffin, Allen all had 3. Phillips with 2. Watson with 1. Sims with 1. And Johnson with 1. And Hall got 1 as well. Tom Brady is our MVP. Turner's our offensive player of the year. He's an absolute dog in this game. Peterson, defensive player of the year. Your rookie of the year goes to Hosey, halfback out of Texas A&M Kville. I've never heard of that. I'm going to have to look that up because if that has a football program, I just want to know I just don't want to know what's up. I just want to know what's up. It could not, because I've seen Northridge in here, and my sister went to Cal State Northridge, and I know they don't have a football team, but you can get drafted from there in Madden, because in Madden, anything is possible. Rose, who signed with who signed with the Patriots, he is your offensive lineman of the year. And then coach of the year goes to Wizen Hunt. Here goes the top players on the Eagles. The Eagles are a team that we are going to play today, and I hope that they do not fly high. Fly, Eagles, fly. Not to victory, not today. Playoffs, baby. Let's get it. It's snowing in Minnesota, but you know we got the dome, baby, so we are all cozy on the inside. It's the Philadelphia Eagles. It's the Minnesota Vikings into the playoffs in the wild card round. It's Columbus taking on Donovan McNabb, and the Philadelphia Eagles will get the football first. Second down and 13. Man in motion. McNabb on the center, hands that thing to Westbrook. Westbrook trying to get to the outside, but Gribbs is like, no, 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 no. Third down and 12. McNabb under pressure. Throws it, caught by Macklin. He's too fast. The Missouri Tiger takes it upfield for a gain of 17 in the first down. We got to figure out a way to stop that. McNabb with all day in the pocket. Has a man open. That's Brown. Another Georgia Bulldog, Philadelphia Eagle connection. We throw it, or they throw it, I should say. Westbrook makes the catch, gets out of a tackle down the sideline and forced out of bounds by Hall. Second down and 7. McNabb surveys the field, has a man open. That's Westbrook again. We might want to cover him as he takes it to the crib. Mama, we could be in trouble. We're not trying to go one and done in the postseason again. Columbus looking downfield, throws it. That pass caught by Vernon Davis. Vernon Davis going to give us a first down, gain of 15 from the 37-yard line. Columbus under pressure, but he finds Vernon Davis at the last second. Down the sideline, 20, 15, and brought down just shy of the 10. 3 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Going to set up a screen pass. Harris, loose, makes a man miss, and gets dropped at the 6-yard line. So gain of 9, and then I didn't throw that pass. The computer was too quick for me, and it threw it. And I'm like, yo, I had the running back wide open. That should have been a touchdown. Instead, we got to set up for 3. So second down and 10. McNabb, not McBad, but McNabb throws it to Brown, and Reggie Brown gets brought down shy of the first down. So third down and 3, 4-man rush. McNabb with time going to find Macklin, but gets hit by Tywan James, and he stops him from getting the first down. Now Harris up the gut. Big lane, and you know our interior line is beautiful. Burke, our center Peoples, and Hutchinson, although Hutchinson looks like he's hurt. So no Hutchinson out there today, or am I tripping? Yeah, he's not out there. No 76, got 77 out there in his spot. We're going to throw a little screen pass to Harris. Big blocking. Burke, 66, leads the way, and Harris has reservations for 6. Touchdown, Minnesota. And the Vikings have taken the lead in the wild card round of the postseason. They're going to run the ball up the gut. Williams can't bring down Westbrook, who knifes through the defensive line for a gain of around 7. They throw it. It's caught by Marcellus Bennett. And that's going to be a first down there. Third down and 9. McNabb under pressure. McNabb throws it. It's caught by Bennett, and that is not going to be a first down. They got to set up for 3, and it's going to be no good. Bueller, he was kicker of the year 2 seasons ago, and we understand why he fell off. He's not making kicks no more. First down and 10. Columbus has it. He throws it to Percy Harvin. Percy Harvin getting loose. You had a linebacker on him. McIntosh from the U. He's a good one, but not that good. First down and 10 from the 41. Columbus looking. Columbus with time again. O-line doing a banged-up job, and we're going to find Vernon Davis, who gets out of bounds with 1:01 on the clock and a first down. 28 from the 28-yard line. We're going to drop it off to Ash. Ash gets loose, and Ash, he's going to have a first down. Move those chains. Third down and 3 from the 7 now. Columbus has it. Columbus throws it, and he nearly throws a pick. But we maintain possession. We're in field goal range. Kick is up. Kick is good. Halftime stats look like this. The numbers could be a little bit off, but for the most part, that looks pretty accurate there. So, hey, anyways, let's move on to the second half of play. We're up by 6. Get the football first. Harvin weaving through traffic. Harvin breaks a tackle. Gets away again. Harvin to the 50. In the Eagles' territory and forced out of bounds at the 40-yard line. From the 37, the second down and 7. We got the ball. He's loose. And the Bulb is going to take this thing to I think it was a 22, now we're up to the 18. We're going to find Watson. Get your fullbacks involved, but he coughs it up on the hit from McIntosh. And the Philadelphia Eagles first the turnover, and they take over. So they stop us from scoring anything. Can McNabb get it together? First down and 10 from inside his own 10. They're going to run it. No, it's a play fake. They throw it while he's under pressure, and Hall gets the pick. We got this thing going back the other way inside the 20. Columbus under pressure, and down he goes. They sent the safety on the blitz, and we go down. Third down and 21. Under pressure, we throw it away, but we were still inside the tackle box. So intentional grounding is going to move us out of field goal range. So McNabb throws it to Macklin. Big hit from James, but James got the worst of the contact as he's slow to get up. A little bit woozy out there. Not a good look for him. So third down and 10 from the 20. 2:01 to go here in the third quarter. McNabb under pressure. Throws it. It's caught, but not going to be enough to move those chains. So second down and 11. 2 tight ends to the right. 1 back. That's 12 personnel. Harris gets loose. Harris brought down by Asante Samuel Sr., but we have a first down in our back pocket. Second down and 9, play fake. Columbus looking for Vernon Davis, another grab for the tight end out of Maryland. And he's going to take this one to the 25-yard line. 4 catches, 95 yards for him. Columbus going back to his favorite target. It's Vernon Davis again. Mismatch nightmare, and that's going to result in a first down. Third down and goal. Columbus throws it to McKenna, and that pass will fall incomplete. Got to settle for 3, but this field goal will put us up by 2 possessions. So they got to score a touchdown and a field goal to have a chance. I bet he is dipping underneath that little wave cap thing there. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. All I know is that James is back in the ball game. McNabb, he has it. Can they come back? They need a touchdown and a field goal to take the lead. They throw it to Jackson. James hits him. He stays on his feet, and then Williams brings down Jackson behind the line of scrimmage. Not too many pass plays give you negative yards. That pass going to be caught, and that's going to be a first down. Under 2 minutes to go here. 4th and 7. McNabb looking. He's going to end up throwing this one to the left sideline. Incomplete, and that is going to do it. The Minnesota Vikings, you might have yourself a quarterback here. When was the last time they had like a great quarterback? I mean, Kirk Cousins was pretty good. Like, you can't lie about that. Dante Culpepper was MVP worthy back like in the early 2000s. Warren Moon was there for a good 3 years. Of course, Randall Cunningham's year was pretty good. Brad Johnson was decent for y'all. But are we talking about like Fran Tarkenton way back then? I don't know. But Kevin looking good. He wears number 9 like another young Minnesota Viking quarterback nowadays. Ravens over the Steelers, Seahawks over the Saints, Bills over the Raiders. So divisional round, Bills, Patriots, Vikings, Falcons, Ravens, Titans, Seahawks, and the G-Men. So can we beat the Falcons and keep them from going back to a Super Bowl? Obviously, there's another round before the Super Bowl, but you know what I mean. So that's going to do it. I believe we kind of have our style down packed. This is what it's going to be. I don't know how often I'm going to be able to post this style on this channel because I still have my other channel going on with this regular franchise. We play a couple of games over there each episode. But yeah, so hey, we'll see what happens over here. But this will be the style. So this is what you can get used to if you enjoy these kind of videos. All right, anyways, that's going to do it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I do hope that the rest is the best today. Peace, love, hot sauce.